Hey guys, before we start today, I have a question. How company savvy are you? I want to play a little game. I'll list a lineup of products on the screen here in front of you now, and you comment below how many you think McKesson has sold. For example, you could say 9 of 9 or 4 of 9. You get the idea. Here are the products. Now, I promise you I wasn't drunk when making this list. Come on guys, just check below. I know that's a lot, but it's time now to type your answers in quickly before we start. Got it? Let's start. McKesson Corporation on its site portrays itself as the world's largest supply management and healthcare information technology company. With industry-driving activities in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, the organization is North America's biggest pharmaceutical distributor. It has some expertise in disseminating drugs and other social insurance items to clinics, drugstores, and retail locations including Walmart and Shopko. Its automated and internet-based innovations have prompted a 99.9% client request precision. As a major aspect of the developing healthcare services industry, McKesson positioned as number 35 in the 2001 Fortune 500 rundown. McKesson flourished in the most punctual days of the United States. At the point when organized healthcare was simply developing over the nation, in the course of recent years, McKesson has played a noteworthy job in molding the advancement of social insurance. It is an American organization circulating pharmaceuticals and giving well-being data innovation, restorative supplies, and surgical instrument care. The organization had income of about $210 billion for 2018. McKesson is situated in the United States and conveys medicinal services frameworks, therapeutic supplies, and pharmaceutical items. Furthermore, McKesson gives broad system foundation for the social insurance industry. Additionally, it is an early adopter of advances like scanner tag filtering for circulation, drugstore supply autonomy, and radio frequency identification device labels. Because of these noteworthy innovations, it remains a Fortune Global 500 organization, and now the 6th most astounding income-creating organization in the United States. Isn't it interesting to know one of America's biggest companies is equally unknown? Have you heard of McKesson before? Share how you came to know about them in the comments below. Established in New York City as Charles Alcott in 1828, and then later as Alcott, McKesson and Company by Charles Alcott and John McKesson in 1833, the business started as a shipper and distributor of plant drugs. Furthermore, they'd go on to sell medicinal cocaine and cannabis in their pioneered gelatin pills. They later grandly claimed to be the largest cocaine manufacturer in the USA during the 19th century. A third accomplice, Daniel Robbins, joined the undertaking as it developed, and it was renamed McKesson & Robbins following Alcott's passing in 1853. According to the myth, Daniel Robbins started his career at McKesson by walking 80 miles to respond to a simple help wanted ad. My question for you is, would you travel 24 hours for a job opportunity today? What influences would it take to convince you to make a trip like that? The organization effectively rose up out of a standout amongst the most famous business bookkeeping embarrassments in the 20th century, the McKesson & Robbins embarrassment, a watershed occasion that prompted real changes in American vetting guidelines and security guidelines in the wake of being uncovered in 1938. It was revealed Frank DeCoster, the owner of McKesson, was an alias he went by. His true name was Philip Musica, and he came from a crime-ridden family. His rap sheet can be likened to a preschooler's coloring sheet, outside the lines with lots of vivid colors. From bribing customers to swindling banks over a hair importing business and later evading a murder charge in 1920. Eventually, he entered pharmaceuticals where running a company would be his front for an illegal bootlegging operation. Hoping to leave his dark past, he changed names to Frank DeCoster. Establishing himself as a prominent businessman, he offered to buy McKesson in 1926. He was able to keep his secret safe for 13 years until an accounting scandal unraveled it all. Although this forced the company to painfully swallow its pride, the silver lining here was the bustling alcohol distribution operation that Philip Musica, or Frank, brought in. During the 1960s, McKesson & Robbins converged with Foremost Dairies in San Francisco to shape Foremost McKesson Inc. This merger created the largest national distributor dealing a variety of products from dairy, pasta, onions and garlic, to pharmaceuticals and liquors, and even car protective products such as Armor All, Turtle Wax, and WD-40. It's safe to say Foremost McKesson seemed to lack a defined business vision. Foremost was sold in 1982. Since the mid-20th century, McKesson has determined an expanding extent of its revenue from restorative innovation, as opposed to pharmaceuticals. This finished in its buy of therapeutic data frameworks firm HBO & Company in 1999. The joint firm was quickly known as McKesson HBOC. This merger created the biggest healthcare services company at its time. Later, bookkeeping inconsistencies at HBOC decreased the organization's offer costs significantly and brought about the rejection and arraignment of numerous HBOC officials. The association's name returned to McKesson in 2001. McKesson Technology Solutions, as the data innovation part of the organization is presently known, has kept on expanding its piece of the overall industry through acquisitions. remarkably Per Se Technologies, Relay Health, and Practice Partner. In 2010, McKesson obtained Driving Malignant Growth Administration's organization US Oncology, Inc. for roughly $2 billion, which was coordinated into the McKesson Specialty Health business. On June 24, 2013, the Wall Street Journal revealed that McKesson Chairman and CEO John Hammergren's benefits advantages of $159 million had set a record for the biggest annuity on document for a present official of an open organization. Also, in all likelihood, the biggest ever in corporate America. An examination in 2012 by GMI Ratings, which tracks official pay, found that 60% of CEOs at S&P 500 organizations have annuities, and their esteemed midpoints are $11.5 million. Notwithstanding its workplaces all through North America, McKesson likewise has universal workplaces in Australia, Ireland, France, the Netherlands, and the United Kingdom. Today, McKesson is one of the most established, persistently working organizations in the United States. In 2014, McKesson gained Celesio to wind up one of the world's biggest social insurance organizations with over $179 billion in yearly income. This gave them well-spread distribution operations throughout Europe. As of August 23, 2016, McKesson has chosen to blend a dominant part of its IT business with Change Healthcare. Recently, in 2017, McKesson has engaged with various claims against the state of Arkansas over the supply of berkonium bromide. I know I'm saying that wrong. McKesson was under contract by Pfizer not to pitch any correctional facility that approved and did capital punishment. In November 2018, the organization reported it would move its base camp from San Francisco to Irving, Texas in 2019. And on April 1st, the organization formally moved their base camp. These new grounds put them in touching distance of the two primary Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport and Dallas-Love Field air terminals. A strategic move if you're in the distribution business. For the financial year of 2018, McKesson detailed profit of $67 million, with a yearly income of about $210 billion, an expansion of 5% over the past financial cycle. McKesson stock exchange at over $145 per offer, and the company as a whole was valued at $25 billion in October 2018. As of 2018, McKesson is positioned number 6 on the Fortune 500 rankings of the biggest United States enterprises by complete income. Their transformation is quite amazing. Going from sales of around $40 billion in 2001 to $210 billion today takes lots of good fortune and know-how. Much of their success can be attributed to acquisitions and proficiency innovations, which have allowed them to deliver a third of all North American prescriptions, operate 15,000 pharmacies, provide next-day delivery to 95% of customers, offer 300,000 products, and deliver about 65 million packages a year. It's safe to say replicating what McKesson has transformed into would be difficult, which has allowed the company to grow sales so sensationally. In each territory of healthcare distribution operations, McKesson faces a very focused worldwide condition with solid challenge both in cost and administration, from global, national, provincial, and nearby full-line, short-line, and claim-to-fame wholesalers, administration merchandisers, self-warehousing chains, manufacturers occupied with direct sales, outsider coordinations, and huge payer associations. In other words, McKesson faces competition from all sides. Their distribution department faces rivalry from different specialist organizations and from pharmaceutical and other health services, just as other potential clients of the portion, which may now and again choose to create, for their very own inward needs, supply that satisfies product capacities for themselves in a beneficial manner. McKesson's technology solutions encounters considerable challenge from numerous organizations, including other programming administration firms, counseling firms, shared administration sellers, certain emergency clinics and medical clinic gatherings, payers, care executive associations, equipment merchants, and technology companies with innovation geared towards the human services industry. Rivalry fluctuates in size from little to enormous organizations, in geological inclusion and in degree of items offered. In 1991, McKesson Corporation gained 100% enthusiasm for Metis well-being and pharmaceutical services from Previgo. In 2002, the McKesson Canada name was received. McKesson Canada is an entirely possessed backup of McKesson Corporation. It incorporates different specialty units: McKesson Pharmaceutical, McKesson Automation, McKesson Specialty, McKesson Wellbeing Solutions, and McKesson Information Solutions. They like the name McKesson. In March 2016, McKesson consented to buy Canadian drugstore chain Rexall from the Katz Group for $3 billion. The arrangement was finished in December 2016 after it got endorsement under the Investment Canada Act. In the United Kingdom, McKesson was a supplier of data innovation administrations to the human services industry. Notwithstanding various clinical programming frameworks and money and acquirement administrations, McKesson additionally was in charge of building up the electronic staff record framework for the National Health Service, which gave an incorporated finance framework to NHS's 1.3 million in staff, thus making it the world's biggest single finance IT framework. McKesson Shared Services likewise has given finance administrations to more than 20 NHS trusts, paying more than 100,000 NHS individuals. McKesson's United Kingdom base was in Warwick, with server farms in Newcastle upon Tyne and Brent Cross, and workplaces in Sheffield, Bangor, Glasgow, and Vauxhall, London. Over the United Kingdom, it utilized more than 500 individuals. In June and July of 2014, McKesson sold a large portion of their medicinal services programming business to the private value firm Symphony Innovation Group, and showed likewise that they would not be reoffering for the electronic staff record contract. This comes after the organization had posted noteworthy year-on-year misfortunes in income. McKesson A&Z is a completely claimed auxiliary of McKesson Corporation. McKesson extended its impression in Australia and even more in New Zealand by securing Amendo in November 2012. McKesson A&Z creates and sells medicinal services enhancement administrations and programming. The organization has generally been centered around the open markets in Australia and New Zealand. Most of the district health boards in New Zealand utilize at least one of McKesson's capacity management arrangements. Christchurch, New Zealand is one of McKesson's worldwide capacity management R&D focuses of magnificence. All of McKesson's R&D for their capacity planner is performed in New Zealand. The organization utilizes around 40 colleagues crosswise over New Zealand and Australia, including general administration, R&D, deals, and backing workers. McKesson Capacity Planner, some time ago Amendo Cap Plan, is utilized in excess of 40 medical clinics in Australia, New Zealand, England, Canada, and the US to figure future patient action and help well-being frameworks to distribute assets proficiently and recognize pointless expenses. That concludes our episode for today. And McKesson is certainly one of the biggest unknown companies in America. It's shocking how a company with such a broad touch in our economy and lives can remain seemingly unknown. If you have any big unknown companies in mind, share them in the comments below. I'd love to feature them in a future episode. Oh yeah, thanks for watching.